Hey guys, we're back to the episode
everybody.
of Nerd Rant.
Bruh.
Chat, we're struggling. We're struggling today.
Struggling
I don't
hard.
know if you can tell who I am. Who am I?
You sound like you gargled a bunch of sand.
That's crazy. And fair.
Yes. He's Dr. Zombran, aka Seth.
So yeah, I'm gonna be coughing a little bit. And I'm gonna sound a little rough today. I was at camp for 3 weeks, but I'm back. We're back today. We're gonna have another episode this weekend. Whoa, double feature this week.
Yes, kinda.
What do you mean, kinda?
I mean, it's like 1 day off from our usual schedule, so it's like, kinda.
2.
Boo-hoo. Anyways, I'm JJ, aka Junior Wolf, and this is Nerd Rant, everybody.
Yay! We're back. It's been a while. Lots of stuff has happened.
Yes, lots of stuff has happened, kinda.
Especially in this very small span of 2 games in 3 days while I was quarantined. So part of the reason why I sound like I'm struggling is I got pink eye and a sinus infection. Guys, I get sick at camp easily, apparently. It's really unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. I have never been to a camp, so I wouldn't know.
Yes, you have. A trailer park with that many kids? Practically
That's
a camp.
not a camp. That's bougie forest living. Anyways.
Anyway. Death. So where do we want to start? Let's end with the 2 games. So let's start with all this other random small stuff. Like D23.
Yeah, D23 happened, and they announced some stuff that we kind of already knew was coming, but I guess Disney didn't know
It's just
it
more
was coming.
confirmation.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's stuff like Moana 2, right? That's one thing. It's stuff like that we knew, but it's more or less when are they going to get around to it? And now we have more of a date. I don't think that's really what's happening. It's just here's an actual trailer now. Here's part of the plot. It's not of a matter of when it's coming or like if it's coming. It's a matter of when it's coming. And I think that's what this is confirming.
Yeah, so a couple that were in like the early stages of development still is like Toy Story 5, Frozen 3,
Which
and Incredibles
actually,
3.
Toy Story 5, I'm kind of excited about.
I'm not.
If we can get the level of quality that Inside Out 2 was, I think that could be really cool because Toy Story 5 is about iPad kids pretty much. So I think that could be really interesting if we can get the quality of Inside Out 2. Will we? I don't know. It's really a 50-50 with Disney nowadays.
I think
more
if
like
they
30,
were going
40,
to continue Toy Story, they should not have done Toy Story 5. They should have started with a new story. Like, they should have kind of like, not reset the like universe, but they should have, you know, maybe have it focus on a new kid, and you can have some of the old toys peer in just to be like, you know, it's still Toy Story, but they should have kind of, you know, shifted focus because they very much finalized the Toy Story, you know, saga in Toy Story 4.
I mean, it all depends. The only thing we know is it's going to be against iPad kids. We don't know what the main kid is. We don't know if it's the same person. We don't know if it's going to be Woody.
I'm pretty sure we do know that from leaks, just from what I've been reading about it. I follow a lot of movie leakers and stuff as well.
Okay, well, I haven't seen anything, but it like, and leaks, especially nowadays, who knows? It very much can change. So the only confirmation that we have is it's going to be against iPad kids. So if we just blatant idea, and we take it to the quality of Inside Out 2, I think it could be a decent movie. I'm not saying it's going to be Toy Story 1 through 3, but compared to a lot of the Disney stuff now, I think it would probably be one of the better ones.
Then there's Frozen 3, and it's like, I don't even know anymore. Because like
3.
Frozen 2 was nothing compared to Frozen 1, I don't think. It held its own though, but
Frozen
I feel
1's
like
still one of my
Frozen has
favorites.
just been milked so dry that it's like Frozen 3 could come out and I could have zero excitement for it. And I feel like a lot of the kids who love the princesses are even in the same boat.
We'll see. It all depends on the main song. Into the Unknown, Let It Go.
Yeah.
If it's iconic, then we're good. If it's not, it's trash.
Damn. And there's Incredibles 3. What are your thoughts on that one?
We'll see. Okay, so it's actually really funny. Just last week, I watched How to Train Your Dragon and Incredibles. Man, it is so much worse than I thought when it comes to quality. I thought it was significantly better.
What?
But
like the writing or the animation?
Animation.
Okay.
Because it's How to Train Your Dragon isn't that far past it, but How to Train Your Dragon is a significant leap in quality. Like, I didn't realize how big of a leap it was because it came out around the same year as like Cars, and I was looking at like, wow, quality, animation quality. Story wise, it's not as good as I remember either, but it is solid. It is significantly better than the stuff we get now. But I don't think I'd put it as one of my favorite. I think I'd even like Cars more. Honestly, I think I like Cars more than Incredibles.
How to Train Your Dragon, I would always say, is like one of the best.
How to Train Your Dragon, but that's not Disney. That's not Disney.
That's DreamWorks.
So,
DreamWorks is just on a whole nother level.
Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Disney, Incredibles is not up there, but it is solid.
I think it's one of the very few like family stories that has really been able to capture the essence of like a family, like always fighting amongst each other and having those parental like. Not like spats, but like issues in there. It deals with the family subject really well, and that's what I loved about those movies. I could care less, I guess, about the superhero aspect, because like obviously you have to make it an animated kids movie, so you add that in there, but it's one of those that really managed to capture the family, I think. And so Incredibles 3, unless they do something new that they didn't really do with the family in the first two movies, I don't know where they would take it as opposed to just another adventure from the family of Incredibles, you know?
I could see Jack maturing a bit and being like more of a toddler. Like instead of like crawling around, being able to walk.
I think aging up the characters is a really good idea. I just don't know if they're going to do it is the problem.
Yeah, so we'll see. That, like I said, that's not one of my favorite. I'm looking more towards Toy Story 5 than Incredibles 3, but we'll see.
Yeah. Then we have ones like Tron Ares. That's on its way.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that one, but it's coming. Elio, which I will say this one is kind of important because this one is kind of the last hope for original stories. Because if you look at anything that's upcoming in the next few years, it is like 97% sequels, and then you have a couple of movies. A lot. I think it's Elio and DreamWorks' like robot movie. It was like the Lost Robot or something like that. That one and Elio are like the two original stories that are coming out soon. That's it. We don't have any other like original new stories that aren't like sequels or spin-offs or remakes or any of that. And so
that's what I've seen a lot of reviews of the D23 is just sequel, remake, live action, sequel. And so Elio, if that doesn't do well, then we have no hope. Like that is the last thing that if they don't see it perform well, they're just going to focus solely on sequels and that kind of stuff. Which I think isn't the worst thing. It's just how do you go about the sequels? I think if we did sequels in general aren't a bad idea. It's the fact that it is the same idea over and over. But if we say, because I would count, say, a side story as a different character as a sequel. So if we did more shows like that, like another character in this universe, I don't think that'd be that bad.
But the fact is they focus on the same cast every single time because they want those money-making characters.
Main characters. If we kept, like, imagine the Incredibles universe. Imagine another hero or, like, one of those heroes that died. Imagine a story like that. That could be a solid film or show, but it's not. It's just going to be following the main Incredibles family. So that's the big thing. If we stick with these franchises, that's not the end of the world. It's just we stick with the same characters, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Which that kind of transitions into the next one here. I know you're obviously not a Star Wars person, but Star Wars Skeleton Crew I'm really excited for because this one is supposed to be, completely disconnected. I don't think there's set to be any cameos from characters we know thus far, and it's going to be very much out of the same vein that Star Wars has been for a while. It's supposed to be like a Star Wars Goonies kind of show. Have you ever seen Goonies?
Excuse me, sir? Sir, have I seen Goonies?
Yes. Have you seen Goonies? You'd be surprised how many no's I have gotten when I've asked people this question.
And like, who am I? Who am I? I grew up on those movies.
You're the anime guy.
anime after like 2015, and then I watched all the old stuff. I grew up on stuff like Goonies.
Okay, so that's a yes. He's seen Goonies, guys. Glad
yes, I've seen Goonies, guys.
But yes, this is meant to be like a Star Wars, universe Goonies. It's like a cast of kids that each have their like unique niches and specialties, and they find like this hidden Jedi temple, and it's like full of dead like people. And the trailer was cool. I'm bad at explaining things, but like I'm really excited for this because it's very much out of what we usually get from Star Wars, and it's venturing into a new kind of genre of show. So I'm interested to see how they handle that.
Wasn't there some other show sequels announced? Because I know out of everything else, Star Wars I've seen a lot more hope in versus normal Disney princess
We're also
stuff.
getting an Andor season 2, which was one of the much more liked
one
Star
of the
Wars
better
shows
ones,
recently.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that. I personally still haven't seen Andor. I'm waiting to get around to it, but I've heard great things, so I'm excited to see the response by fans to the season 2. Then in terms of Marvel, we got logos and release dates, I think, for Ironheart and Daredevil.
Yep.
And then there was also
Marvel's still cooking along, but honestly, I'd say nowadays, I think Star Wars is beating Marvel.
I think so.
I think,
which
not for finance rise, like Marvel's still probably making more, but for actual like hype and consistent quality, I think Star Wars has done significantly better. Because I saw like a meme, it's like MCU's back, next movie, MCU's dead, MCU's back, MCU's dead, and that's just kind of how the franchise is going. It's like it does something good. While I was gone, I think Robert Downey Jr. was announced as Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, kills all hype I have. It kills the hope, because all I see that as, because of how far away the movie's set to release, it's just name recognition and not going to be like, oh, Iron Man went evil from this parallel universe. I don't see hope in that. I just see it as, we need a name recognition back because everyone's leaving.
I don't
Star
think so,
Wars,
because we got some concept arts of Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom, I think, and it did have like an Iron Man-esque mask for Dr. Doom.
Yeah, but again, the fact that they're doing this 2 years in advance just doesn't, like, sure, they can go along that route, but that could have been after they're like, let's get a name in here.
Think
let's
about it like
Iron
this,
Man,
though.
Let's do Robert.
How long would it have lasted with leaks? Like, we would have known fairly quickly that Robert Downey Jr. was Dr. Doom, and I think what they wanted to do with this is, let's, like, bite the bullet here of, like, sure, we're announcing this way too early, but at the same time, what they're doing is creating a moment. You know how long that circulated for, that clip of that reveal on media? That was crazy, and the reaction was explosive, and by doing that, they have brought more attention to the MCU again, and they brought more attention to those movies.
I've seen more negative. I have seen positive, but I've seen more negative reviews about this than positive.
But it also would have been a lot
me.
less attention if it were a leak. And I think they were after that attention. Whether it's good or bad, people now know what's happening.
But like I said, even if that is good, it's still the fact that they are completely changing the entire storyline from Kang to Doctor Doom. And that means half of this current, like, phase that we're in just is unrelated at this point now.
Yeah, I don't know how they're really going to save that.
So we'll see. There is some stuff I'm excited for, but some of the stuff I've already been excited for I've heard is crap. Like, I've not heard anything good about Secret Invasion. That was one of the few things I was excited about. But Star Wars, on the other hand, though I'm not going to watch it, I've consistently heard good things about the shows. Maybe not the movies, but the shows and just cool characters getting side stories.
Yeah, when it comes to Star Wars, you just have a very split fan base. You have the people who really liked George Lucas's Star Wars, and then you have the people who enjoy Disney Star Wars for what it is. And so you have a lot of, like, I really liked the Ahsoka show. I thought that was really good. It was true to the character, and there was some really cool fight scenes in there. But then there's the people who are like, George Lucas Star Wars never would have been this. What is this crap? And so, yes, it's kind of split, but at the same time, it's a very consistent, like, half the community likes it, half the community is just yearning for the old stuff.
Yeah. But there's a lot coming. We'll announce it as it gets more. There's just so many names, sequels. we'll announce it like as we go. Maybe we can do an episode after we watch a few movies or something. But another D20 thing that happened with Fortnite, we're not going straight to Fortnite, but did you see that there was a lot of talk about the possibility of just being a Disney season because of the amount of files and stuff with D23?
Yeah, I really hope not.
In fact, you could, well, I don't think so. I think it's just coming up with, because we already know there's going to be a whole Disney mode type thing, and I think that's what this could be working into, not necessarily to this season, though part of it could be the season. But you could have watched D23 live in Fortnite, and it was terrible. You could not, like, stream it at all. Like, you had to go through such a roundabout way to, like, actually do anything in it. It was really weird, even though you could just go record the actual thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But, yeah, that was cool. And then, anything else you want to say about this? Because I do have something we can lead into
I don't think
quickly. So yeah, like I said, we'll talk about it as it goes, but that was a big thing that's coming up. But you said leak, and I do admit, leaks have been pretty bad lately. There was a Netflix leak in the last few weeks. Did you see anything about this?
I've seen a little bit. I haven't looked into it, but
So I don't know how much in general Netflix, but it was mostly anime. Straight up half a season was leaked. That's supposed to release in October or later. Straight up like 6 episodes fully leaked on Twitter or other websites. Like, I think it was 30 plus episodes of series that aren't out yet were straight up leaked with like different subtitles and everything. Dandadan, one of the biggest anime of the year, like anticipated anime of the year, which I think you might kind of like this. It's about 2 characters. One character believes in aliens, one character believes in ghosts, but they don't believe the other, and then they go on wacky adventures together.
Bruh.
And there's even a theatrical release of the first episode. Yeah, the first, 3 episodes were straight up leaked.
Bruh.
Like, how?
Yeah, I saw the first 3 episodes of Stranger Things, I think, were also leaked.
Yeah, so it looks like it was more than just the anime. It was just straight up Netflix just got, a crap ton of their library just straight up leaked.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. One Piece remake, though. Nope, we good. One Piece live action, we good.
Sigh.
Yeah, I just want to say that. There's nothing really to that, because I don't want to talk about some of these shows, because I'm going to wait till they come out. But it's kind of crazy that it happened.
Yeah.
Speaking of One Piece, One Piece One Piece remake got some news, because you know this is coming, right? So it's from the studio that did part of Spy Family and Attack on Titan. They're going to be doing a One Piece remake, and we got some covers, we got some spreadsheets, just different artwork, not screenshots from the episode. A lot of people didn't realize that. It's this doesn't look good. It was just concept art. It's not actual. The episode isn't animated yet. Or at least that's not what we saw. But it looks pretty good. That's coming. I think this is going to be a really big deal, because obviously a big thing with One Piece is the pacing and length of it that a lot of people are hesitant to get into, along with the older animation, right? Imagine having the live action or just straight up the first major saga of the series in modern time, allowing you to dip your toes into it, and then you can go watch the whole original anime, you can read the manga, but live action and a modern animation adaptation, that's going to bring so much buzz around One Piece. Because what other show do you have that's going to have a high quality show remake plus a live action together?
Not a lot.
To bring it to this major franchise. So that I'm not super excited about the anime, because I think the original is going to be better. But I'm excited just because more people are going to get into One Piece. I think that's really it there. Do you want to talk about your other show?
My other show.
Begins with a G.
Begins with a G. I'm stupid.
And you fall down.
And you fall down.
Gravity Falls, my dude.
Gravity Falls. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah. I remember now.
My dude, killing me.
Listen.
I gave you the whole last word. It's 2 words. It's 2 words. I give you cheat. I give you fall. Stop.
Listen.
Go on.
I'm
Just
tired.
continue. You're tired. I didn't get back home till 1 in the morning.
Okay.
So the other problem was my train got delayed because there was rain in New York. So my train was delayed by 2 hours. I didn't get home till almost 2 in the morning.
Yes, Gravity Falls has been doing some stuff. So, for anybody that missed it, a book was actually released, a month or two ago now? Yeah, the Book of Bill.
Was it? I'd say closer to a month. I don't think 2 months.
Yeah, so...
Seems a little bit more closer.
Yeah, we got the Book of Bill. It was kind of a little bit more mature than most of the Gravity Falls stuff we've gotten so far. I personally haven't read it yet, but I do plan to get it at some point. But it actually had a website on the underneath the author's note on the cover thing, the cover slip. It had a website called thisisnotawebsite.com. And so if you went to that website, it was just a countdown for the longest time. And then once the countdown ended, it started counting up. And that was fun. But then randomly out of nowhere, we got this interactive website that, you could click stuff. And it was basically a whole nother couple chapters of the book with a TV as well that played different videos. There were cameos from Weird Al Yankovic and Matt Pat and a bunch of other weird stuff. But
yeah, I saw a lot of stuff throughout that time. It's Sue's fixed the website, this character's here.
Yeah, no, it
was pretty cool.
It's been pretty crazy the amount of stuff we've gotten, but there's a lot of conversation and buzz around whether or not we're going to get any more seasons and stuff. And I know you said you were kind of expecting there to be one. But...
Not super expecting, just from what I've heard, that there is some buzz from executives of more Gravity Falls content and a possibility of a new season. Not that it is, it's just from what I've heard from insiders and what people are talking about, that there is a chance of one. Not that there will be, but there's talk of one.
Yeah, no. Alex Hirsch has gone on record saying in the past that he really doesn't want to touch Dipper and Mabel's story anymore, and from what it appears, it seems like that's kind of what's happened. It's this Book of Bill has been the book about Bill, right? We've had small cameos from the other characters, but that's simply because it's, the Gravity Falls universe, so obviously they're going to make appearances, but it's been about Bill, and I think the way that Gravity Falls ended, the only thread that was left open was Bill, right? Is Bill back? Is Bill going to take over somebody else's mind? What's going to happen with that? And so I feel like if we get anything else, it's not going to be Gravity Falls Season 3. It's not going to be Dipper and Mabel's story. It's simply going to be Bill Cipher in some other way, shape, or form.
Kind of what we talked about earlier, where sequels aren't a bad thing. Just keep same universe, but change the characters up.
Exactly, and maybe it's going to be a slightly more mature thing this time around, right? Because the audience of Gravity Falls has grown up a little bit, just like how the Book of Bill got a little bit more mature. It seems like if he were to go down a route of creating any more content in show form, it's going to be about Bill Cipher, and it's going to be slightly more mature. So he has also said before that if he were to choose a medium that gets Gravity Falls content, it would be a video game, an actually good video game. I don't think Disney was up for that, which is why it hasn't been made. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a video game. Maybe we'll just get another show of some form. We'll see.
Yeah. So quickly, there is one other show I want to mention from the D23, because I just remembered Lilo and Stitch live action. I think compared to some other live actions, I have more hope for that one. Though I'm scared because I love Lilo and Stitch. And I don't want that to get ruined. But what do you think? Do you think Stitch looks pretty good? Because I think it looks pretty solid.
I do. I really like the look of Stitch there. It's one of those like things. Like I don't think they were ever considering what he'd look like in live action when they were initially drawing him.
No.
So it's one of those things that's like it's a really difficult task to actually draw a realistic version of this alien. But I think they did really good. You know, he's still
it looks like Detective
he's still
Pikachu.
ugly. He's still cute. You know, it's one of those things that's like. It really still feels like it has the soul of the character. It's just really the voice and how they, how they animate him, no pun intended, in the live action.
But, I want to say that, because I just remembered, but, like, with some Disney stuff and stuff that I've seen, because you said it's going to be more mature, you haven't seen the Owl House or any of the Owl House yet, right?
No, but I know pretty much everything that happens.
So it is a kid's show, but just like original Gravity Falls, it's very much like teeter-tottering on the side of mature versus not mature, right? And a lot of people enjoyed that, and they want more like that. We want less episodic stuff, but Disney's very scared of that. Disney wants it to be kid-friendly, episodic, individual episodes. That's it. But I think there is definitely a chance that they can greenlight. Think of like, we got our first F-bomb in MCU with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Like, that seems very small, especially now that technically the new Deadpool movie is MCU. And they cursed they dropped the F-bomb about 50 times. But
no, try 112.
100. So a lot. But they are starting to see the aesthetic and the appeal to that slightly more mature. I'm not saying if we get a new Book of Bill show, it's going to be rated R and it's going to be the most gore-heavy Disney show ever. But I could see a PG-13 show.
Yeah. With like, a little bit of language in there, possibly some like blood and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, because like look at the end, like where Bill mutilated Pacifica's dad. Like that's messed up.
Yeah.
Imagine we just get that a little bit more. That could be really good.
Yeah.
That could be a really good show. That like any age could enjoy as well.
Yeah, and you can tell Alex Hirsch is really passionate about the character, so I think he would have a ball with something like that where he could really use the freedoms that he's, written in these books and stuff.
Yeah, so I think that has a possibility. That'd be cool, but that's to be determined. Anything else?
I think that's about it for that.
With that, so talked about T23, Gravity Falls. I'm gonna sound like a broken record here. Switch 2 possibility. So, a lot of people want the Switch 2 to be able to play Switch 1 games, right? Makes sense. Backwards compatibility, that's a big thing, especially nowadays. But what I saw was that there is a way that you can get high, I think it was like 4K 60 Breath of the Wild. Which, like, isn't normally possible. So what that means is we could see a remaster, not a reboot, but a remaster of some old ones, and the new Switch console have a significant performance boost. Possibly. These are some other things that I've seen around about. I did see this gameplay. It could be something else, but Switch 2, guys. We know it's coming. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. Hopefully,
the CEO blatantly said there will be.
years.
Well, remember, he said early next year. It was either like this spring to next spring. So, like, it will be announced soon.
That was announcement, though, not drop, though. So, hopefully we get it within the next 2 years because...
Oh, yeah. Well, that's, probably, well, if it'd be spring next year, it would probably be maybe winter next year. I would assume holiday season. But yeah, I just want to say that. I saw that over the last few weeks. I want to Switch 2. I think that's really it. And then we have our 2 games. Unless you can think of anything else before we get into one of these 2 games.
I don't think so.
All right. Which game do you want to start with?
Let's start with COD.
All right, guys. BO6 beta starting in 2 weeks. I'm super excited. We We got COD Next. Oh, and we kind of already solved the entire beta.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, you know COD HQ. You know what COD HQ is?
Yep.
So, COD HQ. But did you also see the updates coming with it? So, I'm looking forward to that. COD HQ is this thing that we've had since Modern Warfare 2, and it's just a way to put everything together in one spot. But the UI has just been abysmal, and the other idea behind this was you can select what you want, but up till now, you actually were forced to have Warzone downloaded on top of it. So in the next few weeks, we'll not only see that removed, where you can delete Warzone, which will save up like 30, 40 gigs, something like that, which is nice. But a new UI, which I want to say, Fortnite, right, take notes here, please. One of the new things in the new UI is I can click on like BO6 and I'll then open a BO6 menu where I'll see single player, multiplayer zombies. Fortnite, please. I do not want to scroll down 6 times and like, oh my gosh. But what happened was they added a beta build, right? Not a problem, except if you had a jailbroken PS4, you could play it. So we got hundreds of hours of content, people streaming it, the UI and everything. We saw all of it, along with all of the cutscenes with no audio, but all the cutscenes from campaign.
Lovely.
So, yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, hear me out here. What if it's just like a huge like stunt? Because the whole thing is hear me out here. The whole thing is the truth is a lie. So what if they make us think this is a big leak, but it was all just fake cutscenes and fake content? And when the real beta drops, it's going to be nothing like the leaks, and we're all like, "Oh my gosh, that commitment to this promotion was crazy."
No. One reason I can say that is that's just not Activision. 2, that's a lot of money, because you realize how much money they probably spent on blocking any image or video across all social media platforms. For a small little, oh yeah, we lied promotion. Like, no, that's
Makes
not
it
Activision.
seem more real.
It does, but that's not Activision. They're not about to spend that much money.
Bruh.
So, yeah. So, I saw a lot of gameplay. It looks good. What do you think about the Vault Edition Mastercrafts?
It looks awesome. Honestly, like,
pretty awesome.
I love the style of this game so far. Like, the weapons I've been seeing and some of the, skins and stuff. It looks awesome.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be more towards that Cold War, Gulf War era, which I'm excited about. I like that a little bit more than modern stuff. But then, like, the Mastercrafts, a lot of them are based off, like, zombies content, and zombies is going to be a very crucial part about this. So I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely.
Did you go through all the zombie news and announcements at all?
A little bit, not all of it, obviously, but...
All right, so what did you see and what are you thinking? What do you think about zombies in general, from what you know?
I'm excited for it. Obviously, I played a few different zombies from past Call of Duty games.
Did you? I don't think you did. Review, because I legitimately don't think you did.
I played a couple of zombies from past...
Which ones?
I've played...
If it's Ghost, it doesn't count.
Damn
Infinite Warfare doesn't
That's
count.
one of them.
Because zombies...
Warfare.
Nope, doesn't count. Because zombies, when we say zombies, specifically refers to Treyarch Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 zombies, because they are a completely separate entity. It's not just the idea of PvE, it is a storyline, there's different elements, there's maps, they're all based on Treyarch zombies. So when I say zombies, I mean Treyarch zombies.
Well, not any of the main zombies then, not any of the main stuff, but I played the zombies modes in a couple of other games.
But
what I was going to say is I'm excited to finally be able to play one of the real zombies. You gotta let me finish the sentence here. Because these ones seem like they're a lot more fleshed out and have a lot more meat to them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get into one that actually has substance to it, as opposed to just being, fight off hordes of zombies.
So Easter eggs are a big part where they're the storyline of the map. And there's going to be 2 maps. There's going to be Liberty Falls and Terminus. Liberty Falls, it looks like we're gonna see gameplay at Con Next, and we actually saw a little teaser during the trailer, because we actually had a zombie announcement. That's why I'm talking about zombies for a minute, because we had a big zombie announcement of the map gameplay trailer, which I was not expecting, but I wonder if they did that with the leaks in mind. Like, zombies is, because we knew we were gonna have zombies at Con Next. I wonder if they uploaded the trailer a little bit sooner after all this. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, probably.
But we have Liberty Falls, which looks like it's going to be a town transit type map. I know you don't know what that means, but that just means that's the type of map it's going to be. If you know, you know. I don't know too much about it. We don't know anything until Con Next. But then Terminus. Terminus is actually, I don't know if you heard this, it will be the biggest round-based zombies map we have ever had.
Oh, dear.
Biggest. So that I'm excited about. Because you saw, like, there's boat transportation, like, there's multiple sections, there's going to be, like, different bosses and krakens, there's going to be new entities, we have new perks, it's great. But there's some also state of quality of life features that are finally coming, such as the HUD will also be customizable, which I'm excited about. So, and then also, I feel like you're going to like this, there's a save and quit feature! Woohoo!
So when your mom comes in and says, pause your game, you actually can.
On top of that, if your internet crashes, it will automatically save. Woohoo! It will constantly automatically save. So if your internet or console crash, it will save and you can load up. So that's really cool. It's only in solo play though, but that's huge. On top of, you can actually join friends while they're in a match, which is also really nice. Just lots of... It really is just, I know a lot of people are like scared and like this is going to get ruined. This is everything we've been asking for in multiplayer and zombies, and they're giving it to us. We're going back to classic prestige in multiplayer, and that's actually going to carry over to zombies. It's going to have one level, and you level up in both, but that means zombies will have the normal prestige as well. It'll have mastery camos, dark op challenges, which... I don't know, JJ, you might like Dark Op challenges. Dark Op challenges are multiplayer and zombies. And do you know what the challenges are?
Dark operations?
You don't know them until you do them. They're like hidden trophies. Like, they're hard. It could be like complete the Easter egg on highest difficulty of this map. So it's hard challenges, but you don't know them and then you have to figure it out, kind of like the Easter eggs. So that could be pretty cool. I'm going to be trying my best to 100% this game because I'm just going to be grinding it out. So I'm looking forward to that. We're getting all that kind of stuff back. Another thing that you might like, because since you haven't played and you don't like have not just the skill, but the idea and like game sense of normal zombies when it comes to Easter eggs, Easter egg is going to be harder this time than before, which is good. We wanted that. But for someone like you who's never done an Easter egg, do you think you can do it?
I don't know.
Probably not. Maybe. I know we'll probably try together, so I might be able to, like, we might be able to do it. But if you're playing by yourself, do you think you could do it?
Possibly.
Maybe. But what if you can't? What are you going to do?
I'm going to go cry to you and ask you to do it.
Nope, because if you wait a few weeks, there's actually going to give you the option where it'll have a guided game mode, where pretty much it'll lock the rounds once you get to certain stages. So you have to defeat this boss in this area, but if you can't kill it, right, or it's not spawning, instead of you keep killing zombies and now you're at round 37 when this should have been done around 15, it will keep it at round 15 until you progress past this stage. So that's great. Like, you still have to do it. Certain side projects, like certain side quests aren't going to be available in this, but for newer players, it's going to give them the ability to get into zombies. Now, you're probably saying, well, what if you do actually do it in the first week? And now all these people are doing it like a month and a half, 2 months later, and they're getting their hand held. What do you say to that?
That's not fair.
It is actually fair, because if you complete it before that extra mode comes out, you get extra rewards, including calling cards and some other cosmetics. So it really is a win-win. It's like, if you actually are true to the game and you're going to complete it, if you're going to do it if you're ever going to do it, you're going to do it in the first 2 weeks probably, right? So if you do it, you get rewards. And if you don't do it, you miss out on that, but you can still complete it. I think that's a win-win. Like, if you're not just Call of Duty, in general gaming, do you think that's a pretty good way about doing it? In a live service type game like this?
Yeah, I think that's,
obviously
that's
I
a
don't
really
want,
good way to handle it, because obviously we all know Call of Duty community can be a little bit angry about a lot of things. So I think kind of compensating the people who actually, you know, try their best to do, you know, the challenges and figure things out and solve the puzzles, that is a really good way of, like, not putting a divider, but making both sides happy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And the normal mode will still be available after the guided mode, but once the guided mode comes out, you will no longer have access to those rewards. So even if you wait and the handheld is there, you cannot earn it. So you have to do it once the map comes out. And from the sounds of it, they are going to be solely focusing on round-based zombies post-launch, which is great. That means we're going to get a bunch of round-based zombies maps. And you saw a few images. They're looking pretty good if those are actual maps we're getting post-launch. So I'm very excited for zombies. And there's a lot more coming, but I'm going to do a video. If you're interested, go to my channel after COD Next drops. I'm going to try to patch together all the patch notes and all the announcements they made for the zombie stuff mixed with COD Next, and I'm going to do a big zombie video just going over everything. It might be longer, but it'll be everything and anything zombie related.
Dr. Zombie Brain is doing a zombie video. Fate has finally
collided. Crazy. Even though I kind of did that because husks are technically zombies, but that's not important right now. What else? That's really it. With that, we got a big list of some other multiplayer guns and stuff. Oh, here's actually something pretty cool. I know in the old one, I think it was Modern Warfare 2019 or Modern Warfare 2, Jaden was complaining about the third-person mode because they had a third-person mode, which I think is pretty cool. It is actually confirmed we will have a multiplayer mode where you will have the ability to go third-person. So you can, like, run around with the Omni movement in third-person, and there will be a permanent option in the settings in zombies where you can either do first or third person the whole time. You can go back and forth.
Will it be like a separate mode for multiplayer where you can do that?
No, so in multiplayer probably it'll be third person mosh pit. Zombies, it's just a visual setting.
Gotcha.
That's what I think. That's what I assume. Because third person and multiplayer is very different. But zombies, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to have third-person zombies. But imagine being able to run around, like, dive backwards in third person away from zombies. That could be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of, like, stuff I don't want to get too much into. I don't think Activision is going to come for us, but when the beta comes out, I'll talk about it. I'm probably going to be streaming every single day the beta's out, at least an hour. Like, I'll be making videos. I'm just so excited, but game's looking good so far. Did you ever get a chance to see any gameplay before it all got taken down?
I saw, I think it was just like a video of like weapons, like showing weapons, so no actual like gameplay.
Okay. This is the final thing I want to talk about before we get into the next thing. I've seen a lot of people say they're scared because of how it looks. And there's another thing we can possibly get into quickly, but my problem with people that are saying that is it's a PS4. Now, I understand that some of the videos look like potatoes, some of them look great, but they're all PS4 build. And I think the problem is because it's on Twitter, plus it's jailbroken, the way they're recording, it's just stuffing the content. Like, I don't think the game's going to look that bad because I've seen perfectly fine PS4 gameplay. What do you think about that? Like, just because a lot of people just aren't really wrapping their head around it, and they're just instantly going for the negative side of it looks bad, so the game's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
versus
honestly,
actually looking at the way the leaks are.
There's no way to actually straight up tell what things are gonna look like. I definitely don't think they're going to be as bad as we've seen so far.
No.
Because obviously it is a beta build. We weren't meant to see it in the first
beta
place,
build,
and it's on
PS4.
So it's probably much more atrocious than we're meant to be seeing.
Yeah.
However, it's still on a PS4, so even after it comes out, it may not look that great because this game in the end wasn't truly made for PS4. It was made for next gen consoles. So,
but with that, there's just one other point I want to ask you, and you can just kind of think about. We can either talk about it or not. I know we talk about leaks a lot in Fortnite. Because for me, like this season, I did look at the leaks. But normally I would go into a season, and sometimes I would just stay off Twitter that last week, right? Because I want to go into my first drop. I want to experience the map, the new guns all live, right? I want to actually experience it. But I know you like looking at the leaks, and that's where you get hyped from.
Hey.
But with that, we know that's coming, right? Because Fortnite has done that for years at this point. Call of Duty has leaks, but we haven't like ever seen proper gameplay leaks. Like, and with quality, right? I remember we've seen multiple events look terrible because instead of them actually being at the POI, they're just sitting in the air or something. Because that's just where they can. So we're used to looking at less quality versions of events, gameplay, and stuff as a leak, whereas the Call of Duty community is not used to that. So when it comes, what I want to ask you is, we're used to that in Fortnite. How do you feel about stuff like this in Call of Duty? Because I've seen a lot of people saying, especially like campaign leaks, being very unethical because it's very different because it's the full BO6 beta being leaked versus a gun name or something.
When it's a leak about something story related, I think that's probably not the best thing to be leaking because a lot of people, the reason they play games is for the story. And so if you're leaking like the entire thing, it kind of removes the whole point of experiencing it for people. So the story, I don't think should be leaked. Obviously, it is going to be leaked. And if you are going to leak it, put some sort of spoiler, put some, warning for people so that they can avert their eyes from that content if you did leak it. But everything else, like gameplay mechanics and skins and textures and all that, go ahead, leak that. That stuff is, it builds hype. It excites people because they get to see bits and pieces of something that will eventually all come together to make the game they're excited to see.
But my thing is, especially with this, is I've seen a lot of talk because the people that are showcasing it are terrible. There's like no decent player. So thing that everyone wants to like actually see isn't. And like I said, the quality is just so much less. So it's just caused a lot of confusion and uproar in the community because obviously you're not like looking at your Twitter thread is not filled with Call of Duty leaks and threads about the leaks. So I think it's just like a cultural because Fortnite, we're used to it, whereas I think it's just unfair for Call of Duty because they're not used to it. And this is like going from 0 to 100 type of leak.
Yeah, especially for a game that's realism. Like with Fortnite, it's animated. We're used to things being low res every once in a while because that's kind of part of the style. And for a game like Call of Duty, everything is supposed to be hyper realistic. So when you're looking at it and you see something that is very clearly not realistic, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so low quality. What the heck? And so it's like, you take it with a grain of salt because leaks are usually low res. It's just some things fit better than others depending on the type of game it is.
And like I said, a lot of these leaks were on Twitter, and a lot of people don't realize how terrible Twitter quality is. So you combine PS4 recording and jailbroken, whatever that could happen, mixed with lowering the res with Twitter, it's not going to look as good as a normal PS4 or PS5. Like, it's not nearly as bad as people think. But that's really it. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming it every day. I don't know if I know JJ's probably going to play it a little bit. I don't know if you're going to stream it at all. But,
yeah, about that. My cord that allowed me to record voice chat, it broke.
Oh, so JJ will not be streaming for a while.
If I do, it'll be by myself.
Anyway, one last game to end off the episode. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a story time. I'm over here. It's like 7:59 p.m. I'm chilling in bed because I was quarantined. I was sick. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, it's like 8:02. I'm like, let me check on Twitter because that's really all I'm doing. Every once in a while I refresh Twitter, look at some threads, talk about anime, Fortnite, whatever. And I see the item shop. I'm like, cool. What's the item shop looking like? What dropped, JJ? Paradigm. So I'm over here like, hold up. So I can't play right now because all I have is my phone. And I don't know like if I have this. So like I call JJ and JJ doesn't answer. So I text him like, JJ answer. Then I call him again. It's like, what? And I tell him with no voice because my voice was even more dead than it is now. Like, JJ, go on my account right now. This is an emergency. Paradigm's in the shop. I'm like, I've got my debit card in my hand. If you need my debit card information to buy V-Bucks, get it.
And I'm mind you, I was sitting here. I was watching a movie. I was just chilling, watching a movie while this man called with my girlfriend. And when I pick up the phone, I just hear, I'm like, slow down. You need to spit out whatever's in your mouth first.
Which is probably phlegm.
Probably. And then I just hear the word paradigm and item shop, and I open Twitter. I'm like, holy crap. I load up my Fortnite.
So the reason I'm like spam, like I want it, right? Because I didn't realize it was limited. But on Twitter, they did announce when it came out, this was limited and it's not coming back. So this is not like, oh, a rare skin coming back. This should not come back. This cannot come back. It is under, like, terms of service, kind of, whatever you want to say, like, legally, technically, it should not come back. And I'm like, it's going to get removed any minute, so JJ, buy it. He bought it, and guess what happened within an hour? It got taken out of the item shop. Now, they said you will get refunded. Everyone will get refunded. But you can't, but it will also get removed from your locker. And I'm like, I kind of expected this, but oh well. Then something crazy that I don't think a single person ever expected in the entire Fortnite community. They said you get to keep it, and your OGs get an edit style. That's not what I'm surprised about. What also dropped around this time of this announcement, JJ? What other announcement did they say was going to happen?
The Battle Pass thing?
Yeah.
Battle Passes are no longer exclusive moving forward. All of the old ones will stay exclusive, and you'll keep, all the skins from there, and they will never come back. But any Battle Pass from this point forward now has the chance of coming to the
Chapter
item shop.
5, Season 4, 18 months later. Dude, was anyone expecting this? I was not expecting, like, this domino effect of Paradigms in the shop. Now we're going to keep Paradigm and Battle Passes aren't exclusive. Like, I'm like, what? And let me tell you how much this killed me, because I'm currently quarantined. I have no one to talk to other than myself, and this is something I need to rant about for 5 hours straight. So the struggle was real.
Yeah.
So then you eventually go home, you call me, and then we're talking, and you thought originally, just because that's what people were talking about, it's going to be collab stuff. And I said that's one of the main reasons, but I read the term, like, I've read their blog post, anything, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is not exclusive. There will be exclusive stuff. We don't know what that is yet, though. Mm-hmm. It's going to take 18 months, but what might be exclusive or sold separately will be styles. So let's take the Machinist from last season, one of the first skins. What my understanding is, you can get the helmet style, right? But you might not get the trench coat style. That might stay exclusive. Or you get the helmet style, right, up and down, but you have to spend an extra 50, 100 V-Bucks, and you get the trench coat style. But the super styles are going to stay exclusive to that season.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, because they said they would inform us what was exclusive, and I don't see anything. So maybe when the super styles drop for this season, we will see not available later.
Yeah. So what they had said is alt styles, ALT, will be, available for separate purchase. And so what my mind immediately went to is how Overwatch actually does it, where you have your characters and you can go in and buy like individual pieces of their different skins and equip those and use those for smaller
like
price
trench coat,
points.
helmet, stuff like that.
And so I'm wondering if Fortnite is going to go down that same route where, like, we can go in, we can buy the skin from the item shop, and then at smaller individual price points, we can buy different elements of their styles and things like that. And I think this is just me speculating and what I expect to be the case, but I think what will stay exclusive is the ultimate styles, so things past level 100, those 50, super flashy ultimate styles, and then probably I'm going to expect maybe quest rewards. There's a high chance that those will also be exclusive, just because that's one of those things where, like, yes, I completed quests from this season, so I have the reward from it. I think we might see a change in what quest rewards actually end up being, because I don't see, like, trench coat styles and stuff like that being quest rewards if that happens to be the case, but I think that opens up the door for quest rewards being more exclusive than they currently are.
if they change quest rewards, I can see that. But as of right now, bonus rewards, quest rewards, they're just, some of them are original styles. It's like, here's your normal style, and then you unlock later, you unlock like the purple style of this. But the purple style is where you unlock the glider. So your normal style, like the generic base style of the skin of the pickaxe or back bling, is locked to a quest reward or something, which is really stupid. So if that's how this season it probably will be, and if that's how they continue it, I only see super styles and maybe certain styles. But I don't think, other than super styles, I do not think there will be an overarching consistency to it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think
this style might not come, but
that's why I said I think we'll probably see a change in quest rewards. I don't know if like full-on styles like that will be still in quest rewards, but I could see, different extra styles for gliders, or even just items themselves being in quest rewards, just so that they have that element of exclusivity, and it kind of separates what will and won't come to the item shop later.
We'll have to wait and see. This is big. The price will also stay the same as well. That's not changing. This is massive, and obviously there's nothing much this will really do now. Okay, actually, there is one other exclusive thing. So if we're talking about exclusives, there's another exclusive thing that just dropped, and I'm still mad about it, and it is really confusing. So, like I said, we're going to talk about some of the Battle Pass and this season, this coming week. But there's a skin that just dropped that is now exclusive, and this is so scummy, and it is right after this announcement of, like, exclusivity isn't as serious. The Samsung skin. We saw that, and we even saw in the season drop that there was a birthday cake, or like a present, Galaxy present, and we thought maybe it's gonna be Galaxy birthday or something. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but apparently because it's already off the Google store, right? You can still get it on Google phones, but it's off the Google Play Store, mobile, right? And I saw that apparently it's gonna be removed from the Samsung store soon. So, if you logged on one time from 2022 till August 16th or 15th, guess what? Because their original announcement is actually wrong. The blog post says 15th. So you had to play between the 15th, you got this skin. Here's my problem, is they announced this the 17th. So they announced it after you can no longer earn it. If I would have known, I could have totally texted a friend that doesn't play Fortnite, can you download Fortnite real quick and log onto my account? I would have done something. And there's also no news of it coming to the shop. And I'm like, this is not a problem, right? If they announced it now, you have till the September 16th or whatever to log on to earn it. Cool. But the fact that they announced this skin after the deadline and after they announced exclusivity's pretty much dead just feels so scummy to me.
Yeah, it just
and
felt
it's really
wrong.
irritating.
In every other
I was
case,
really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, in every other case, it's been a situation where we can usually earn it through, getting a device. Like, you can't even now purchase a phone to try and earn it. Like, you can't do that. It was just, if you had to played it before they announced this, then you get the skin. Because, we've seen cases where people will literally buy a Samsung phone to earn this Fortnite skin.
Yeah.
It happened with the last Galaxy skin that happened. So the fact that they're now announcing this after, it's like, well, great. Not many people were playing it, so now what? Maybe 100,000 people ever in total will now have this skin?
And it's just the timing. It just feels so wrong. There is one change I want to quickly talk about this season that's just really icks me the wrong way. Cars were in ranked last season, right? And people do not like it, especially Cop. I understand it can be fun, but it should not be in ranked. And if it was not in ranked, I feel like a lot of the nerfs would not have happened because Cop community would not complain, right? So they finally listened, and not only did they listen, they said they would keep it to the end of the season, where we did not have cars or NPCs. That's good. However, it happened way too late. It happened 70% of the season. It happened way too late, so I already lost a lot of my hype, so it was a struggle to play ranked or just the game in general. So the new season has dropped. Everything's in ranked. Everything's in ranked. They just don't, they do listen, but they don't listen with do you know the cacti?
Mm-hmm.
The healing cacti? Did you know they don't heal consistently over anymore?
Oh,
Because there was a big problem where people would just farm off each other for Storm Surge instead of actually fighting. So they just tag somebody and then go heal. Tag somebody, go heal. Tag somebody, go heal. And that doesn't sound like that big of a deal, right? Do you know when they changed? Day before Grands. Day before the finals. That sounds pretty stupid, right?
yeah.
Remember the Nitro Fists? Were they in ranked? Or
I don't know,
tournaments
were they?
at the
I don't
end
think
half?
so.
No, at the end half. Because of a bug that removed, that will allow you to infinitely fly, right? Now, they said they're going to keep it out because they don't want to ruin the tournament loot pool and ruin the meta in between tournaments. But then they removed Cacti the day before Grands, which quite literally ruined half of the teams because they built their entire meta, their entire strategy around these plants. It's just like we talk about this all the time. Fortnite always has such big W's, but then they just let the community down again, over and over again, and it's just starting to kind of get irritating.
Mm-hmm.
But more about Fortnite this weekend. If you want to know more about Call of Duty and stuff, subscribe to my channel, Dr. Zombrain. If you want to learn more about the season and our thoughts and just general content and media, subscribe to Nerd Rant at Nerd Rant Podcast on Instagram and Twitter as well. Hit the bell and join our Discord. Discord.
That was like one of the smoothest ever plugs.
You're welcome. And with that, I'm Dr. Zombrain with no voice.
And I am Turtle Duck. We will see you later.
Bye.